everyone, Joe here from ActionX. Welcome to What's in the Tube, or welcome back if this is your sixth High School Musical, the series episode review for season 2. I apologize for the delay. Walker backed us up a bit because of my stupidity, so I'm finally fixing it. So I apologize. I'm a day late. I'm normally on time. It won't happen again. Hopefully. This week on our show, on our beautiful show, how do I talk about this? Because this gave us more layers to Gina, and also kind of put a little bit into question on Nikki and not Nikki. Well, Ricky and Nene. I apologize. They definitely do a little bit of question there, and we kind of get a different approach to things this week. This definitely felt more like a bottle episode at times, where it's not too elaborate. We're using the existing sets, but we still tell a pretty solid story piece of the story so far, and things are beginning to escalate a little bit more. I still think this week I'm a little bit. There's one aspect of the episode where I'm thinking like, okay, that's kind of weird and kind of like off-putting a bit, but I guess it works kind of. You know what? Let's go for the Butcher recap and talk about this week's episode of HSM TMTS. Still working on that long flow abbreviation. Like, it doesn't come off the tongue that well. It doesn't come off the tongue. I'm sorry. I was just making sure everything's fine because I did both reviews back to back. We begin this week with the. Forgot where we began. I know we had a funny code opening. I know that. Oh yeah, I forgot. So we had a promotion from North High promoting. We are doing Beauty and the Beast. We're going to be so much better than everyone else. Come support our show. And it's I forgot that Lily, the trader, the flipper, whatever you want to call her. She's now putting more emphasis. Also, apparently she's co-director. Apparently, like she's a transfer student and she's a co-director on this Beauty and the Beast production. I mean, Jesus. East High is kind of everyone back at not East High is kind of concerned since. Well, she didn't make our cast, but she was really talented if it wasn't for that, laughing technicality. But now everyone's like, fuck. We're really screwed since like we have a direct competitor right now. So we're going to be compared to North High ever more so. And they're just trying to figure out, okay, how do we top North High now? And apparently Miss Jen called in an emergency Saturday rehearsal, which I'm like, these kids must be dedicated to this program if they're coming in on a Saturday morning to rehearse a show. I'm sorry to say that, but when it comes to musicals, no matter what, I would just stick to the weekdays. I would just not spend my weekends to do a damn musical. No offense. I love musicals. It's not me. But the thing that I will give the most for this is apparently, yeah. So I forgot the thing that is surprising. Well, not surprising, but more like the big thing that, because Miss Jen knows Nene is going to be a big key player to beating North High. She is the biggest raw talent in their group right now, and they need to find a way to tap her in, because obviously the show's been cast. They're not going to recast everyone, so the cast will stay the same. So they decide to make the Rose a character. Yeah. So remember the Rose that the Beast had? Yeah. So they're going to make that a character, and they're going to slide Nene right in there. And to top that, Nene's going to write a brand new original song over North High so that they can beat them in the competition. So Nene basically doesn't even have to show up to any of the rehearsals. Her priority is making this original song work. So she heads off alone to go do that. Also, Big Red and Courtney are not with the other crew since they have to go work at the pizza shop. So they're not on staff this week for the musical. However, a little bit of a kind of like a little thing that I kind of skipped over, because like this was kind of a little bit of like a cringe moment where apparently there for the theater group there is a group chat that includes Miss Jen, and then there's another group chat that doesn't have Miss Jen. And it's funny because I feel so sorry. Well, I don't feel sorry for Miss Jen in this episode, because like she does have a couple moments where she gets to shine. But besides that, it was kind of a little bit like, No. You know what? No, this is. I had to skip the scene. I'm not skip the whole scene, just skip parts of the scene because I just didn't want to see it. Also, Gina's starting to become a little bit more distant. Um, Also, we got a Target. Sorry about that. We got a Target promotion in this episode because they actually brought in a Target bag, and I'm just thinking, hey, I have a Target bag too. Not as big as that, but damn. Because apparently with this emergency rehearsal section, Miss Jen didn't really plan out what do we do. I mean, I don't know what we have to do for this because, nothing's really ready yet to actually rehearse. So they decided to build some trust building exercises and just some vocal warm ups and stuff to indicate that, like, Gina's not entirely happy with Ricky and Ashley right now for some reason. She's actually more vibing off EJ for some unknown reason. But regardless of that, things are not going well between Gina and the others. As you all remember, Gina does want to leave Not East High. She thinks it's time to go. It's not time to stay around right now, so she's ready to tap out. But she's still, her mother said, don't, you know what, let's not rush things. How about you wait for a sign from the universe that tells you, hey, you should go or you should not go. Meanwhile, at the pizzeria, Nini's just struggling with writer's block to write the damn song. Big Red is his commentary this week. He doesn't really do much. Courtney's really vibing off hard with the delivery boy. That sounds very wrong. I just forgot his name. But Nini's starting to take a little bit more of an interest in her because, like, hey, you know what? You should be happy. Like, you two have a very good vibe. They made a Harry Potter reference of all things. And, Nini just wants to see them happy. But Courtney's just like, no, there's nothing there. I would know if, someone had feelings for me. I would know. But I don't think we get this scene yet. No, that's the next scene. Never mind. So, back over to the rehearsals. I think we got a conflict. Yeah. At some point earlier on in another scene, Ashley and Gina have a little bit of. There was an improv exercise where Gina and Ashley do team up, but however, Gina wasn't 100% in the zone, and even when Gina tried to apologize for it, Ashley wasn't really giving her a full proper Ashley response, and Gina felt insulted by it and leaves the room. Do we get any other scenes in this day? Because I know we got another day. I just don't remember what the hell happened as well. I don't believe we get anything else. I do know that Ricky is kind of annoying Nini a bit by kind of updating her on getting updates on, like, how's the song doing, that sort of thing. Is being a little bit more weird, and even Nini's making comments about it when she's talking to Courtney, like, I don't know, like, Ricky's being a little bit too clingy a little bit, and I don't know, like, she's just trying to focus on the song, but it's not really working out so well. But what was I gonna say? What was I gonna say here? I think eventually, Nini just pushes Courtney, like, hey, look, the next chance you get, ask him out, get that moment with him, because, like, you don't want to, like, lose that chance. And I'm like, thank you, Nini, you are speaking the damn truth. Thank you. And here's the weird thing about this break scene. Like, we got a little bit of a break. Like, I think we transition from Saturday to Sunday. But before we get to that, I think Miss Jen just needs some time to work on the play in her office. And I'm pretty sure she's not getting paid to do this. No offense, I don't think drama teachers get paid on the weekends, because I don't think schools have that budget. But also, from last week, Miss Jen and Ricky's dad has a date. They actually are going to proceed forward with a potential relationship. He decides to bring her some Chinese food in her office, and Miss Jen is kind of really happy that he's caring of her, and he actually does want to give things a go, and it's actually pretty sweet. Also, he's, like, really old-fashioned. It's like, so I found this in a newspaper. I'm like, Jesus Christ, how old is this man? How old is Miss Jen? I keep forgetting how old Miss Jen is. I think she's in her early 30s, like the rest of the actual cast of High School Musical, I believe. I don't remember. They share their first kiss in their scene, and it's like, aw. But also, I'm like, aw, the other teacher dude, like, he actually does have feelings for Miss Jen, and now the dad wins. It's really tough. So the next day, Miss Jen decides to use, Ricky's dad's idea of an icebreaker by using this, like, newspaper to, like, channel the character, and, like, here are 5 questions about the character, so you can start to, like, a little identify more yourself with your character a little bit. Also, no offense, EJ's storyline, or the little storyline we got dipped this week, we didn't get anything. He was mostly portraying on the scale of Gaston, and it actually was an interesting moment because like, when it comes to Beauty and the Beast, you don't really get that much speculation or theories on it because it's an old movie, and yeah, we got the remake, but it's not like anyone's like really clamoring. I think just recently they announced they're going to do a Beauty and the Beast prequel show for Disney Plus starring Gaston and Josh Gad's character, which is awesome. More power to them. I can't wait to see them continue their roles. But it's so weird, like we never really got to, like, we live in a time now where like everyone wants to know the backstories on these characters that we really don't get to see much of beyond this one story. And now we got the opportunity to go to see more. So this kind of like tickles the fancy a little bit, so to speak. I believe at some point off screen, Ricky's just not feeling himself because I guess he finally realized that like now his dad's moving on with Miss Jen, and he even makes a snide comment when he's not feeling the exercise 100%. He's not going like true honesty for a second. And when Miss Jen like calls him out on it, he calls him, yeah, thanks, Mom. It's like kind of like an insult, like, yeah, you could be my stepmom, and I kind of don't like that. And he's not comfortable with it, like, because for once, when it comes to divorce, I've never had to deal with my parents dating other people because they've just both mutually agreed in each other's minds that like we are just too damaged to go out and date again. It's not gonna happen. And I respect that, and I thankfully, I mean, for me, I would have been perfectly okay if my parents have ever like decided to like go back out there and find someone else. I would have been totally fine about that. But for Ricky, there's this, again, like coming back to earlier in a couple of episodes earlier ago, like he's still going through changes. Like, he's still adjusting to things. Like everything's still changing this year for him. And to now have Miss Jen as a potential mother for him in the future is like, that might be a bridge too far for him to like accept and swallow, but it's just too much. But despite that, he walks out. He walks out of the room. He calls Nini up to kind of get another update on things, and Nini doesn't blow up in his face a little bit, but he kind of like gets a little bit firm with him because like, I'm really trying to focus here, and it's kind of hard to focus here right now. And Ricky admits like, well, the only reason I'm asking you to like kind of like figure this out right now because I miss spending time with you. I want to spend time with you again, and the faster you get the song done, the faster we get to hang out again. And Nini doesn't say no to it, but she isn't. It's weird. I think hopefully this isn't a crack between Ricky and Nini. I don't think it is, but it's definitely a thing of like, this is going to come back up. This scene's going to come back up at some point in later episodes. We're going to see that soon. Mark my words. Also, during the little 10-minute break they have, Gina does go to Ashley and admits to her that, yeah, she's going to leave Not East High eventually because of basically Ricky. Because if you remember, end of season 1, Gina was actually gaining feelings for Ricky. And for a moment there, yeah, we thought like, oh, maybe Ricky is gaining feelings for Gina too. Because he was single, she was single. They both liked each other. It seemed like it was a natural foregone conclusion. But then the musical happened. They realized, no, they still have feelings for each other. And then they kissed, and then they're back together. And Gina's kind of left out because she does have feelings for Ricky. And I guess when she found out Nini was going to move away, then she was like, oh, maybe this is my chance. Maybe like he'll change his mind and maybe... Because like definitely there were signs in the early episode were like, yeah, if I was in her position, I wouldn't leave you. I would still be here for you. Like indicating like, yeah, I'm going to stay for you. I will not leave for you. And it was kind of giving me some Sharpay flashbacks a bit because like, yeah, I mean, Sharpay, a lot of people make this meme and joke during HSM 2 where Sharpay really helped Troy figure out his future. So she got him like the recruiters from the college he wanted to go to. He got him a better job. She was actually helping him. Like, don't get me wrong, the context of it, like, yeah, she just wanted him to be her boyfriend and she was bribing with him. But if you really think about it, she was giving Troy a heads up in life. She really was. If you think about it, she was really being helpful. Gabriella wasn't like really thinking of that. They were just caring about the relationship. In this case, Gina is servicing, like, she was willing to like mold both things. Like, I want to do this for my career, but I also want to be with you. In which for Nene, she wanted to be with Ricky, but she really wanted to pursue this program, and she had to leave for the moment. But now that Nene's back in town, and like it doesn't seem like there's any chance of them breaking up again, she's just thinking, what is there to stay for? I'm not the lead of this play. I'm not even the choreographer of this play. I am just another part component that will probably not get noticed that much. So why don't I just leave and start over again somewhere else? And Ashley hears her out. And also, yeah, so another moment is that back in the finale of last season, after Ricky and Nene's epic kiss, Gina came out of nowhere to surprise Ricky. And I think this was the scene where Gina wanted to admit her feelings for Ricky, but after seeing everything that happened between him and Nene, this was not the time. And definitely she knew she lost him. And, you know, at this point, she wasn't going to get him back. And she just wants to get away from it. But Ashley doesn't want her to, because she still cares about it. Like, there's still friends that care about Gina. And then she shouldn't leave because just, like, a guy doesn't like her. Or she's already taken. Trust me, I know the feeling, for the love of God. So, going forward from here, I think Ashley tries to, like, is there anything I could say for you to convince you? But then they get interrupted and they go back to the rehearsal room to resume this exercise. And so when Ashley goes up, she decides to sing one of the songs from Beauty and the Beast. I think it's a Belle song. I really don't know. I still haven't seen Beauty and the Beast. I apologize. We're 6 weeks in, and I have yet to see the episode. I apologize. I will get to it at some point. I just haven't. Give me some time. But anywho, she performs the song. Gina mostly hears most of it, and she, with Dad, decides to stay at not East High for a while longer, just to stay around for the musical and to be there for everyone else. Back at the pizza shop during closing, Courtney finally gets the balls to like go up to him and like confess, like, you know what? I'm not gonna wait around for you to ask me out. I'm gonna do it because like I don't like waiting. I like taking charge of my own thing. I do like you. I don't know how you feel for me, but I want to see where this goes. He reciprocates, and it seemed like, yeah, they're going to go on a date at some point with, and Nene watches like in like little glees of joy. So after the rehearsal, we're back on Mondays, back to a regular school week. Ricky goes by Miss Jen's office and tells her that he apologizes for his action and his attitude from yesterday's rehearsal. He's just not too much. Yeah, it's the same thing with like changes, and like he's just not willing to deal with that right now. And yeah, Miss Jen agrees, and she talked with Ricky's dad and decides to put pause on things, because right now Ricky's well-being is more important. If he doesn't feel comfortable with him and Miss Jen dating, then they shouldn't date. And honestly, that does really suck, because like I know Ricky is the child of divorce. I really do get that, and I know he's going through a lot, but his dad deserves to be happy too. I mean, his mom already moved on to someone else, so Ricky's dad is allowed to do the same. And if he actually does have feelings for Miss Jen, no offense, like, for me, I don't believe in divorce. Like, I hope when I do get married, that's it, that's the one, we're happily ever after, we have kids, and then they never have to deal with divorce. But if that was the case, like, if something of that was to happen, if I find someone and, like, we're happy together, I'm gonna be with them. I'm not gonna, ruin that opportunity. Because, yeah, I would love my kids, but at the end of the day, I still need to have my own happiness, too, beyond that. So that's where I go. And Ricky doesn't say anything and the sorts of, like, just to say, like, hey, look, no, it's fine, you guys can keep dating. No, he just stays quiet about it and just accepts it, and then the bell rings and, he leaves off. And then Nene arrives in the auditorium. She calls up Courtney, kind of, like, demo the song for her, like, just a rough version of the song she wrote. It's actually a pretty good song, but it does have some more work to do. And Nene decides to keep this, this song a secret from Ricky for now. And, she just tells her, like, to give her a call when she can for, like, her actual opinion. But unbeknownst to her, Carlos was recording the whole thing, and I'm like, uh-oh. I'm really scared Carlos might accidentally post this and ruin their big weapon. I'm actually scared. So that being said, that was it for this week's episode. So anyway, I enjoyed this episode. I really did. Gina's overall decision to like let her feelings for Ricky decide her placement here, I found that to be a little iffy because I'm like, okay, I know it's typical, like, she actually has the opportunity to get away from things, but she has a commitment to the musical this time. She actually has a lot of friends right now that really care about her, and one boy's opinion is not going to change, should not change her overall position on things. So it was smart that the Ashley was managed to manage. Ashley was the one to manage to actually stop her from leaving and keeping her around. Thankfully, that was nice. I really hope Ricky and Nene don't have like an issue down the line with this whole like Ricky like really being a little bit too clingy in this episode. I hope this was just a one episode thing and we're back to normal next week. I really hope. It was sweet to see Miss Jen finally get a little bit of love in her life. Sadly, despite cut short, unfortunately. And EJ, please, can we resume his storyline? Like, get something again? Because I was so happy with the last 2 weeks. Now this week's like, same old EJ. Same old EJ. So with that being said, I'm going to give this episode 1.5 thumbs up. So I still enjoyed it. So let me know in the comments below. What did you think of this week's episode of HSM TS? Let me know in the comments below. I'm always down to talk about down there. I think that's going to do it for me tonight, everyone, because it's past midnight. I'm really tired, and I still need to edit the Walker review. So if you're unaware, this has been What's on the Tube from ActionX, reviewing every episode in the second season of High School Musical, the series. If you want to see more of our reviews, please, we also do on What's on the Tube our Walker episode reviews. I'm really glitching out here. I apologize. Each and every Friday mornings, normally after, I'm really glitching out here, guys. I apologize. After a brand new episode on Thursday nights on the CW or free the next day on the CW app. But if you don't care about High School Musical, you're in luck. We'll be back next week with another episode review. We're reaching a boiling point with this conflict. Things are about to get dangerous, and I can't wait to see it. So with that being said, again, this has been What's on the Tube from ActionX. Please subscribe to us on youtube.com/ActionX videos. Like, favorite, share this review if you want to. It helps us get us out there to other members of the Wildcat that has yet to discover us. Has yet to, wait. Damn, I forgot the rigmarole. I've officially died. I apologize. I'm dead. I'm sorry. My brain has just reached max capacity with talking today. Like, favorite, share this review if you want to. Gets us out there. Yeah, I apologize. I'm sorry. Follow social media to stay up to date with this, guys. I apologize. My brain is done. Normally, I don't do two What's in the Tubes back to back, so my brain is tired. And plus, I would not have a time to do this tomorrow, so I apologize. So for all you members of the Wildcat, I'll be back to normal next week, sane and wise for the next episode review. But until then, stay safe out there. Be good to each other, and as always, peace out.